So thank you to the Writers Center and Sunil and Fall for the Book, if there are any Fall for the Book representatives. Yeah, great to be back in DC. My wife and I met here more than 10 years ago. Yeah, more than 10 years ago. And you know, lived here for about 10 years, and we just recently moved to Cincinnati. So it's nice to be back. We haven't been back since it was just a year ago or so when we moved, but it's nice to be back and see old friends and old places. Another long title. The grandfather of the groom steps away from the reception and talks to his great-grandson asleep in a pack-and-play. I've always preferred funerals to weddings. The food tastes better, and everyone tells fond stories about the one in the box, no matter what they thought of him in life. I never knew my second cousin Ding earned a Purple Heart in the Pacific. Ding, who made himself a paraplegic, driving home one night from Finder's Pub, and killed a teenage girl in a station wagon, and would have gone away for a long time if his father hadn't been a town selectman. Even in that chair, Ding had a nasty streak. We all saw how he treated his wife Pammy, put her in St. Vincent's more than once. She'd say something Ding didn't like, and he'd haul off and belt her where she stood, whacking her in front of the family or in line at Walgreens. He couldn't care less. The man had no control, but that afternoon I watched Pam and the kids weep by his coffin, nodding when the priest called him a hero. It's different when the one who dies is young. I'm thinking of your cousin Sarah Ann, Mag and Teddy's girl. She had the sugar. At age 13, she fell into a coma and never woke up again. Teddy and Mag would stay with her in 20-hour shifts. Mag had already lost her job at Zayre's, and Teddy had to take a second mortgage. That was one funeral I wish I'd missed. My father-in-law, Red, is another story. Playing 8-ball at Stoney's once, Red called 2 Army privates on leave baby killers. He couldn't have been a day under 70. They would have killed him if I hadn't intervened. I cracked a pool cue across one guy's face as Red sat smiling. I felt awful, but Red was family. Last time I set foot in the old man's house, my son Mark, a toddler, was throwing his food. I gave him a smack, my son, a tap on the hand. Red screamed at me, "If you touch my grandson again, I'll kill you." I grabbed Red by the collar and slammed him up against the Frigidaire, his feet dangling as I lifted him higher, his glasses clattering to the hardwood floor. When he died, I nearly crapped myself laughing. Still, at dinner, after we buried him, I cried. I couldn't help myself. I lied and said how much he'd meant to me, a second father. Stone cold sober, I had to leave the room. I don't know why I put on such a show. I guess it comes from growing old yourself and watching too many of your friends go. Then, one morning, you hop out of the shower, wipe steam from the mirror, and realize you've outlived your own father by 30 years. 30 years. He wouldn't recognize me. My face scrunched like newspaper in a fire. Everything like and nothing as it was. You'll see. You'll live forever, just like me. Thanks.